Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Dick Tracy issue 1. Okay, so this is the first issue of Dick Tracy. Um, so, Mad Cave. I never heard of Mad Cave before. The publishers of this book, apparently according to the front cover, they've been going for 10 years. I've not heard of them before, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad because they've got this. Um, but they also seem to have done really well for licensing over the next couple of months. They've got Dick Tracy, Battle of the Planets, Flash Gordon. I believe Defenders of the Earth is getting a miniseries, but I think they're also reprinting the Marvel's Defenders of the Earth miniseries that was coming out like the late 80s or whatever it was. So that was being collected in the trade. And I swear there was something else. Anyway, they seem to have either maybe they were self-publishing beforehand and that's why they kind of weren't kind of on the radar, but then now they've started picking up some names that were previously kind of like licenses. Then that's pretty cool. I will probably pick the lot up. So I mean they've done well in that respect. They've obviously got some more sales in that way. I'm very surprised that Battle of the Planets is one of them because obviously we had Wildstorm doing Battle of the Planets years ago. Obviously, they don't actually own the rights. So I suppose it would have been shopped around somewhere else, but hopefully they can do a good job as the monster stuff because that was pretty decent. Um, but anyway, again, my knowledge of Dick Tracy is fairly limited. I know it's a detective thing. I know there was a Warren Beatty movie in the 90s, 1990, I think it was, with his yellow trench coat, and I remember the very old Dick Tracy cartoon. That for some reason every episode I ever saw always seemed to default to Sherlock Hemlock, the dog guy, and Dick Tracy was only on the end of his radio, which again which I'm glad about this because don't think he uses it in the book, but I'm so glad it's here because again it's Dick Tracy. You need it. You need his wrist radio. So this is pretty decent. I did enjoy this. Basically, two politicians or a politician and a news reporter are basically meeting in a cafe. They are gunned down, and everybody else is gunned down in the cafe as well at the same time. Um, Kind of bloodily, but I mean, this is the weird thing because obviously the cartoon is one reference. The movie was another reference, which I think was PG. So I mean, bloodiness. But if we're dating back to like the original pulpy kind of 1930s stuff, there is a very good chance that it might necessarily be bloody, but it kind of outside the Comic Codes Authority kind of thing. So we might have seen some kind of like realistic violence, kind of like the EC comic stuff. So I have no idea how it compares. Anyway, they're all gunned down. Dick Tracy shows up with the regular cops, and they give him a little who's that guy over there? They give him a little kind of biography, which I think is quite cool to let everyone know who he is. He's a war veteran. He's the youngest detective on the thing. He's got commendations, all this kind of stuff, which is pretty decent. And then this lady turns up, who is Tess Trueheart, which is the daughter of the politician, and that name rings a bell. So obviously, I think that's a classic Tracy character. Anyway, um, Tracy basically says he's going to go and see if he can solve the problem. Tess Trueheart goes to her father's offices and is confronted by two people there, and she escapes and gets in a cab. No, again, I don't think the cab. I swear there was a cab driver character that was quite important because I always remember Dick Tracy being in the back of a cab. Anyway, um, she goes to get to see Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy basically says she thinks what's going on. Go and speak to Mumbles now. I definitely remember Mumbles. Mumbles just mumbles basically and doesn't say any words that actually make any sense, but people kind of half understand what he's talking about and sometimes don't. And I remember him being in the cartoon. Sorry. Mumbles apparently knows who did what, and he is tracked down by this guy who is Flat Top, which again, not saying anything, but isn't there a Marvel character that looks very similar to this? Who's a gangster called Hammerhead? I believe it's Hammerhead. Um, but yeah, Flat Top. And then they take a couple of shots at Tracy and Tess, and they escape. Flat Top comes along and basically says to this guy, we tried to get rid of her, but there's some guy dressed in yellow called Dick Tracy, and this guy shows up. Now, again, this is where this kind of lets me down. I don't know who this person is. I'm assuming he's a big boss character in the Dick Tracy universe, and I'm assuming by issue 2 I will know what his name is, and maybe by then will remember, but I can only remember Prune Face, Flat Top, and Mumbles. They're the only three I can remember from the cartoon. So yeah, but I did enjoy this. I thought this was good. This is again, it's action. There's stuff going on. It doesn't keep you guessing. The exposition is kind of there to kind of, it kind of feels natural that the two cops are kind of talking about who that guy is over in the corner rather than kind of having a little biography kind of thing. But yeah, it's all pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one up definitely. Again, is this a mini series? Is this a series? Who knows? I mean, I'm expecting 6 issues, maybe at most, possibly 4. Um, I mean, if this could do what kind of like Sandman Mystery Theatre used to do back in the day, when you have like three issue story, 3 issue story, 1 issue story, it'd be brilliant. I mean, that would be so good to see something actually add some kind of consistency and actually continue going. But I'm strongly suspecting this will go the same way that Barbarella kind of did with Dynamite, is they'll do 6 issues, 8 issues, and then stop. 6 issues and 8 issues and stop again. We won't see ongoing series. But yeah, pretty cool. So with this being as good as it is, fingers crossed for Battle of the Planets, I'm definitely going to get the Flash Gordon stuff because I love the old Buster Crab and Buck Rogers Flash Gordons and Buck Rogers stuff. Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe is brilliant. I'm not quite sure how kind of pulpy it's going to be because again, we've seen modern day retellings, and of course the Brian Blessed film. I mean, how could you not include that as part of Flash Gordon's greatness? So yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on Flash Gordon when it actually arrives, and then we'll probably see if the Defenders of the Earth are good, which I remember the cartoon being pretty decent. So, and again, is it going to include the Phantom? Because the Phantom was always a thing, and I don't know if anyone's publishing the Phantom at the moment, and I think a new Phantom comic could be quite interesting. So we shall see. But anyway, yeah, good stuff. If you like detective noir stuff, this is maybe a little bit more action-packed and bloody than the standard stand in the corner in the rain kind of stuff. But yes, they're damn good. So yeah, good stuff. So with that, I can pretty much say thank you very much for listening. If you like this video or any of the others I've got on there, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.